Wow. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Chapter 1 and Beyond, and happy flippin' New Year. Um, wow, so much has been happening, and I cannot keep up. And I'm so glad that we're into the new year. Happy 2026. If you're new here, welcome to my podcast. And my name's Christina. I'm your host, and I am Oh man, I got so much to catch up on. It's not even funny. My normal device, unfortunately, could not accept my microphone hob, so I had to switch devices, and I've been sick, and it's just been nuts. Like I have not been able to record a single episode in probably over a month or 2 months. Honestly, I gotta like recollect myself. so, so much has been happening, but I really, really am excited to be back. We are now in 2026, which means all the new goals, all the new ambitious possibilities of reading, and I'm just so freaking pumped and excited because, like, my reading year for 2025 was absolutely amazing. I have so much to update you guys on. And however this episode gets released out, whether it's in parts or however, I'm just really excited to be back at this, and I'm very, very excited that you are here to listen as well. So let's just talk about all the books and all the things and the reading stats from 2025 to get started. Um, so I ended up reading 130 books last year, which in prior years I've barely tapped maybe 41 to 50 books. I think at one point I got close to maybe 85, but last year was like a bombshell. I finished 130 books, which I am so flippin' proud of myself. Because I always miss that mark of hitting that milestone of finishing 100 books within a calendar year. And it frustrated the crap out of me because, like, I was just so determined, and it was just like a personal goal of mine to get those done. And, here I am to say that I actually finished 130 books, and I'm very proud of myself for that. Um, what I have learned though from finally fulfilling that goal is that um, there is just so much that happened while trying to pursue that goal that a lot of books ended up, just kind of just getting done, and it was like a one and done read situation. Um, I will say after now fulfilling that goal of over 100 books in one calendar year, um, you know, it really took a lot for me to push myself continuously. Like I kept feeling like I really could have gotten myself in a book slump very fast because I was reading at one point there was books that I could not stand reading, but I finished it anyway. Um I have recently started embracing the fact that if I absolutely hate a book about 50 to 75 pages in, I'm DNFing the thing. so, um, so yeah, but it looks like my hardcover app access is down because they have yet another error message. So I'm just gonna kind of roll through what I do remember from prior reads, and hopefully we can get through this recap in one piece. But I did recently switch from hardcover to Fable, and actually, I think I can pull that up right now so I can at least give you guys an update on what we're looking at here. Yes, I am able to pull that up. Cool. So I am going to go to my library and my finished books, and let's just talk about the books that I finished in December. So December I finished Winter Spell by Claire Legland. I finished Your Brain Needs a Hug by Ray Earl. I finished Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte. I also finished Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. Let's see, what else did I finish in December? These are not in particular order, unfortunately, because if I had access to my hardcover app, I would, but I had done like a full blown like push to putting this stuff in here. Okay. I also finished, well, I cannot talk today. Enchantra by Kaylee Smith. I finished The Poppy War by R.F. Kuang. Um I finished The Last Voyage of Poe Blythe by Ali Condie, I believe is the last name. Condie. I finished A Court of Silver Flames by Sarah J. Maas. I finished We Are Satellites by Sarah Pinsker. I finished The Little Prince, Anton de Saint-Exupéry, I believe is the last name. Very famous book. I also finished Red City by Marie Lu, A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens, and then I also finished Before the Coffee Gets Cold by Toshikazu Kawaguchi. So, of those, I gave 5 stars to Before the Coffee Gets Cold, 5 stars to A Christmas Carol, 5 stars to Red City, 5 stars to The Little Prince, 5 stars to The Poppy War, 5 stars to Enchantra. I gave 2.5 stars to The Last Voyage of Poe Blythe. I gave 3.5 stars to A Court of Silver Flames, and I will explain that in just a moment because I know that's going to be a very, very unpopular opinion. I gave 4 stars to We Are Satellites, and then let's see, what else did I list off here? Oh, Project Hail Mary, I gave 5 stars. Winter Spell, I gave 2 stars. Wuthering Heights, I gave 3.5 stars, and then Your Brain Needs a Hug, I gave 2.25 stars. So, I mean, honestly, between all those reads, I say that, it's a good reading month. I mean, even in November, I was like really punching in like a lot of audiobooks. And even like even like Thanksgiving area in November was a good reading month as well. So um I mean, I did finish The Song of Achilles, The Ultimate Freelancer's Guidebook, End of Story, Radium Girls, Other Birds, Family Lore, In Pieces, The Hunchback of Notre Dame, Straight On Till Morning, Aetherbound, The Vegetarian, and then I believe I finished Alone with You in the Ether, and then City of Ghosts for November. Because these other ones I think I finished in October. Like I said, it's been so long since I've updated you guys, so I may be repeating like titles and stuff, and I apologize for that. I promise now that I have all my device issues all situated and everything, it should be a little bit better. But I do have like a new way that I'm like, recording how I report books. Oh, look at that. It looks like my hardcover came back up. So let me just double check here. Yeah, so Project Hail Mary I finished on New Year's Eve. Winter Spell I finished a little bit before that. Enchantra, Your Brain Needs a Hug, Wuthering Heights, The Poppy War, The Last Voyage, A Court of Silver Flames, We Are Satellites, The Little Prince, Red City, and then A Christmas Carol. Okay. Oh, and then Before the Coffee Gets Cold. Yeah, because those were all A Christmas Carol, Before the Coffee Gets Cold, Red City, and We Are Satellites, and A Court of Silver Flames, The Last Voyage of Poe Blythe, The Poppy War, Wuthering Heights, and Project Hail Mary were all my audiobook reads. So lately, my intended preferred format has been audiobooks just because I can multitask and do all the things. And anytime like we get to end of October to end of December, it is just pure madness with my schedule. So next year won't be so bad. Well, this year. So because we're already in 2026. Um so yeah. And then as far as reads go for November, I had The Ultimate Freelancer's Guidebook by Yuwanda Black. I gave that one a 5 stars. I also read The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. That was also a 5 star read for me. End of Story by AJ Finn. I gave that one a 3 stars. Other Birds by Sarah Addison Allen. I gave that one a 5 star. The Radium Girls by Kate Moore. That one I gave a 4 star read. Let's see. Family Lore by Elizabeth Acevedo. I gave that one a 4 stars. Um, Straight On Till Morning by Liz Braswell. I gave that one a 1 star. In Pieces by Sally Field. That was my nonfiction pick. I gave that one a 3.5 star rating. The Hunchback of Notre Dame by Victor Hugo. I gave that one a solid 3 star. Aetherbound by E.K. Johnston. I gave that one a 5 star. Let's see what else we got. Oh, we actually did have quite a few in November. I also read The Vegetarian by Han King. That was one of my translated picks for Herkiad 2.0. I gave that one a 1 star. That book, I will talk about that in a minute. So I'll talk about like the bizarre reads, but I finished Clockwork Prince by Cassandra Clare. Gave that one a 5 stars. Alone with You in the Ether by Olive Blake. I gave that one a 2.5 star. City of Ghosts by V. Schwab. I gave that a solid 5 star review. When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker. Um, Oh, that one was October. I gave that one a 5 star. But I mean, overall, I do remember talking about like Play Nice and all that. So I won't get into October's picks, but yeah, I mean, November and December were solid. It's just getting recordings and posting it for you guys. So I do apologize for that inconsistency. And I had influenza A symptoms at one point, but I kept testing negative, which was weird. So yeah, I was like kind of ill and down for the count for a little while, and then just all the hectic craziness that happened with the holidays, it just kind of, it kind of blew up. So yeah, I mean, overall, like 130 books, I'm very, very happy about that. If I'm looking at my stats, I know this hardcover app is not exactly accurate, but um, most of my preferred reads was through audiobook. I know some of these books got classified on my hardcover as I physically read them. Actually, it's showing that I read 133 books, but that's not true because I know I went through and recounted and it was 130. But yeah, I mean, like I cannot complain. Over 750 hours worth of audiobooks listened to. Like that in itself was amazing because like normally I'm like trying to figure out what I'm going to listen to when I'm working. And it's just a distraction, and ever since I switched to just doing an audiobook and just zeroing in on that while I'm working, it really helped a lot. So yeah, the fact that I had that many hours of listening time and then around probably like 20 to 24K worth of pages physically read between the audiobook listens, because like it takes like that total amount of pages um, and then the listening time and then translate it into pages. But I'm just so blown away because like I'll even go back to 2024, and 2024 I only had 43 books read. So, and then my hours listened to was 24 hours. That's it. So, so yeah, I mean, like crazy. I I know that this really, this big gargantuan goal of like hitting 100 over 100 books or hitting 100 books in one calendar year is a very ambitious goal, but I mean, I've been working over like the past few years to make that happen for myself, and this is just what works for me. So, um and doing different like reading challenges like Herkyad 2.0, doing the A through Z alphabet challenge, even inspiring to do try it or trash it, series here on this podcast, that just like really helped motivate myself to just get that number up. And honestly, there was no race. Like for me, this is enjoyment. This is what, the pretty much the only thing that I do now to have fun, as an adult, which is probably sad, but it is just my thing and I love it and I'm just very, very proud of myself. Um, and I will say that, between all of the different genres that are out there, it still looks like I'm holding strong with horror, thriller, fantasy, science fiction, classics, mystery. And believe it or not, I had some romance and romantasy in there. And I'm gonna be honest, like I am not that huge into romance, but there's just been some series that I'm like, okay, this is good. I like it. You know, I'm hoping in the future I might be able to find something similar to. But I'm gonna be honest, like it is still not my cup of tea. Now, I may, I may say something that goes against, you know, what I literally just said, but when it comes to a Court of Thorns and Roses series, I'm glad I read it, but I'm never gonna reread that series again. I know a lot of people swear up and down with that series, but some of it just got so ridiculous towards the end, which is why A Court of Silver Flames ended up getting a 3.5 star rating for me. Because I really liked A Court of Mist and Fury and then A Court of Wings and Ruin. I gave both of those a solid 5 star, but like it went downhill as soon as I hit A Court of Frost and Starlight and A Court of Silver Flames. Like I was not as into it as I was with the prior ones, I guess. So, but I did the thing. I finished it within a whole calendar year cuz like looking back, I actually started A Court of Thorns and Roses in January of 2025, and then I finished A Court of Silver Flames in December of 2025. So I am very proud of myself for actually finishing a series because I realized that I am very much knee deep into all these series and I really, really need to finish that, some of these up because it is just haunting me. so, so let's segue now into the next part of this episode, and let's talk about 2026. So 2026, now that I see possibilities of finishing over 100 books in one calendar year, I am very, very, very determined still to finish the last two full bookshelves that I have of unread books. I do have two minor carts now. I used to have four. Now I have two minor TBR carts that still have unread books on them as well. But I'm looking at way less books and I'm way less intimidated. But some of them are very heavy hitting, beefy fantasy series. And I don't know how much momentum I'm going to have to finish some of these series because they're very epic high fantasy series. Like, I have not even started the Wheel of Time series. I have 6 of the 14 books in that series. Um, I also have the Crescent City series by Sarah J. Maas, but I really, really need a break from Sarah J. Maas. um, I am also on book 2 of the Throne of Glass Throne of Glass series by Sarah J. Maas. Again, I kind of need a break from Sarah J. Maas, so I don't know if that will get prioritized for this year. I know I'm about probably 100 so pages into the Stormlight Archive, book one, which is The Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson. These books are beefy. They are huge. They have a high amount of characters, and I'm determined to at least finish two in the series because I do have Oathbringer and Rhythm of War, but I do not have the fifth book in that series. So, and like I said, I'm not buying as many books as I've used to in the past because I just feel like if I still have unread books on my shelf, I need to finish those before I go out and buy more. So since I do not have a completed series set, I probably will not finish that series this year. But you know what? We'll see. So I do still have the Fourth Wing series. I do have all three of those books, but I've been hearing there might be a fourth book, and I don't really want to start yet another fantasy romantasy series without having, all those books too. So that might be something that I might just put on hold through the library, if I do start that series, because I have been very, very curious about that one. That in the Priory of the Orange Tree, that is a very, very thick book. So um, I did get it on Audible via audiobook, so that might be a possibility of getting prioritized this year. Um, and then the other series, most of these are like duologies. So Courting Darkness, One Dark Window, um, what was the other one? There's another duology that I have that I really, really need to finish. Um, Oh, Sky Hunter and Steel Striker. That's a sci-fi series. That's a duology as well. I need to really finish that because I finished Wildcard and Warcross last year, and I love Marie Lou's writing now. Um, and then yeah, and then I started the Poppy War, so I have the other two books in that series, and I want to finish that one too. So I'm gonna be honest. There are a lot of beefy books and there's a lot of potential here, but I'm also like, okay, if I focus mainly on what I own again this year, I think I'm gonna be pretty dang close to having almost all my physical books read, which is amazing because like the reason why I had started this whole podcast was so that um, I could dwindle down my list. So, because I think when I started with you guys, um, I had over 300 books on my physical TBR, which is insane. But now looking at my shelves, it's actually cleaner, and I can actually see the back, and it's just it's a beautiful thing. I do have some books still stacked in front, so we need to make progress with that, but it's okay. But yeah. So so yeah, I'll just say that we're looking good for this year. So lots of high motivation. So not to mention that there's some really cool, awesome, anticipated releases for 2026 as well. So the second book of Heaven Breaker, sorry, Hellrunner is the second in that series. I cannot wait because Sarah Wolf did phenomenally with that fantasy sci-fi combination. It was like worlds collided. It was fantastic. So I will say I will be prioritizing getting that book. If I were to buy a book, it would probably be that one. So, and then oh right, that was another thing. The System Divine series. I'm in the middle of that one. I actually have to start book two, and I have book three for that one as well. So yeah, I mean, that's another series that I definitely want to prioritize for this year. So trying to think if there was anything else that I started. Oh, Dungeon Crawler Carl. How can I forget that? I am on book 2. I officially started Carl's Doomsday Scenario by Matt Dinman, and I'm very excited about this because um I love Princess Donut. I can't get enough of her. So I'm very excited, and I have up to book 4 in that series, which that's another series I will just go out and buy. Pretty much countering what I just said, but that is one series that I will make priority to spend money on because Matt Denman is fantastic with this series, and actually he has a new anticipated release coming out in this year. I think it's called the Bounce House Operation or something like that. Let me look it up. I believe he was working on this. I think he was working on this while working on the next installment for Dungeon Crawler Carl. Yeah, Operation Bounce House. That's what it is. It's available February 10th of 2026. It sounds amazing. It sounds really cool. Let me read you the description just so that you guys have it. But um, let's see. So, all colonist Oliver Lewis ever wanted to do is run the family ranch with his sister, maybe play a gig or two with his band, and keep his family's aging fleet of intelligent agriculture bots ticking as long as possible. As a fan of Earth television and culture, he figures it will be a good thing when the transfer gate finally opens all the way and restores instant travel and full communication between Earth and this new planet and his planet, New Sonora. But there's a complication. Even though the settlers were promised they'd be left in peace, Earth's government now has other plans. The colossal Apex Corporation is hired to commence an eviction action, but maximizing profits will always be Apex's number one priority. Why spend money printing and deploying their own AI soldiers when they can turn it into a game? Why not charge bored Earthers for the opportunity to design their own war machines and remotely pilot them from the comfort of their own homes? The game is called Operation Bounce House. Oliver and his friends soon find themselves fighting for their lives against machines piloted by gamers who've paid a premium for the privilege. With the help of an old book from his grandfather and a bucket of rusty parts, Oliver is determined to defend the only home he's ever known. I mean, that sounds fantastic. So, it sounds like the main character is actually an alien living on Earth, and he's like having to fight to the death. I think it sounds fantastic. I'm excited. And then coupled with Sarah Wolf in her new book. I'm gonna read the description of that one too, just so that you guys have it. Um, yeah, Heavenbreaker. Here we go, and then the new upcoming release should be Hellrunner. Yes, here we go. Um, oh, they don't have any of the description. That one comes out March 17th, 2026. Supposedly is going to be around 448 pages, is a dystopia, romantasy, science fiction, fantasy. They don't have like a full description on hardcover, and I can't access Fable right now. Um, I'm still getting to know that platform, so sorry guys. Um, but yeah, like that and Operation Bounce House, sign me up. Um, yeah. So yeah. So when it comes to goals, let's just talk about that for a second. So goals. Um, so this past year, 2025, I finished 130 books. I'm looking to do a grand total of 150 for 2026. And the reason is because I'm looking to finish at least about 80 audiobooks and relatively give or take around, if I can hit 75 physically read books, that would be great. But I think honestly, if I can just squeeze in 2 physical books a month, like just for physical reading, not cheated, it's not cheating. I need to refrain from saying that. Not combo reading between audiobook and physical read. I think I will be really happy with myself. Am I gonna continue to do Herkiad 2.0? I don't know. A lot of the titles that kind of fulfill the prompts that I have left, I'm gonna be honest, I just don't really have a drive right now to read them. As horrible as that sounds. Um, so I mean, I guess we could segue into how my reading progress is going for Herkiad 2.0. Um, so yeah, let's look at my bingo board. All right. So the prompts that I have fully fulfilled are by the hundreds, 24-hour readathon I finished, subgenre of choice I finished, award season I finished, TBR game challenge I finished, the last 10 years I finished, all the adaptations I finished, spooky creatures I finished, the even bigger rainbow I finished, become the avatar I finished, complete any readathon I finished, challenge yourself I finished, and nonfiction challenge I also finished. So for me to even get a one line bingo, I would have to finish Animals Are Better or Series Stairway, um, or I would have to finish, like for the diagonal, I would have to finish Disability Rep Challenge and BIPOC Challenge, which could enter into another one liner with the translation challenge. But I know actually, yeah, I still have one left on the translation challenge. I would need to finish The Shadow of the Wind by Carlos Ruiz Zefan. So I still have that to read. The series Staircase, I would have to finish the remainder of the Poppy War, which is the Dragon Republic by R.F. Kuang and the Burning God. And then I did recently change this so that I'm finishing the Stormlight Archive series. So I don't know why I did that because those books are absolutely ginormous. I really don't know if I can finish these particular 4 books in the time that I still have left because I technically started in middle of July, so I would have to end in the middle of July. I don't know if I could finish even just those 4 books alone by that time. Because I don't really have access to the audiobooks. I probably could look on the Libby app, but again, this is a series that I really kind of want to devote to physically reading. And that's probably me just being really weird and selfish about it, but um so that is a possibility because I do have by the hundreds 24-hour readathon subgenres and word season. So that would give me a single line bingo. But when it comes to blacking out the entire board, I really don't think it's going to happen. Because there's just too much more to happen and there's just not I just don't have the drive and motivation as I did at the beginning of this. Was it fun planning this? Absolutely. I keep finding myself really getting into it and trying to at least get one bingo line, but I'm going to be honest, like blacking out this entire board to win the actual Herkiad 2.0 is probably not going to happen, and I've accepted that. Will I do a Herkiad 3.0 if it comes out? Probably not. I do like some of the prompts. I probably would do maybe like for 1 or 2 months, I would pick one of the prompts and maybe do it that way. But I'm gonna be honest, like I found new ways to enjoy books, and I mean I'm glad that I tried Herkiad, but at the same time too, I'm like some of you guys that really take this, full on, I'm proud of you, but it's just not for me because it's way too much planning. Even with having ChatGPT on my side to help me, it still was a lot of work. I mean, even to get to this point on the board, like I didn't even think I would get this many prompts fulfilled, but I'm going to be honest, like there's just so many things, and some of the books I'm just really not in the mood to read, and I have embraced that I'm very much a mood reader. Sure, I will put together these lists like it's no one's business, like when it comes to like my priority list and all that stuff, but I don't know. Like I can't promise that I'll commit fully to it. So and actually stick with it. Um so yeah, that's where I'm at with that. But but yeah, so that's I'm gonna be honest, like that's where I'm at with 2026. We're just gonna kind of ride the wave, see how it goes. I will be happy if I can like fulfill my physical reading goal. I'll even be happy if I fulfill my audiobook goal, which I really feel like my 2026 audiobook goal is more than fulfilling. I only finished like 60 audiobooks last year, but adding an additional 20 I think is totally doable for me because um it's honestly my go-to now. Like I probably could fulfill that over my physical reads. So, I don't know, but we'll see what happens. But I mean, I do have a ton of exciting things coming to this podcast. Whether I can um I will promise you guys at least something per week, even if it's just one single episode. I know for a while I was doing book bites, I was doing try it or trash it once a week, and then my normal long episodes like this one today. But I'm going to be honest, like looking at Girl Scout cookie season coming up, because I am a Girl Scout troop leader. I'm also looking at all the things that are happening at work with like projects and all that stuff. I'm just feeling like it might only be possible for me to get maybe once every 2 weeks a full on episode for you guys. And that's just being realistic here. So I think my schedule might change again for you guys. I do apologize. If I can get more episodes recorded in and get them out and edited, I will. But I think like as far as what you should expect, um, just realistically, probably about 1 or 2 episodes a month. So if I could do more, I'll do more. But I am planning on keeping Try It or Trash It series. I really love that. I think honestly that was a major hit for me to get up to the 130 books from last year. So definitely keeping that. Um, maybe randomly I'll do book bites, but I'm gonna be honest, like I'm still hashing that whole series out. And then I do want to really do a Harry Potter series reread, and I really want to do it so bad because I didn't get to do one last year, and I'm very bummed about that because like I prioritized all the other things and I didn't get to it, and I'm so sad. But I would love to deep dive into each of those books and talk about them because I love that series to death. Um, so yeah, I mean, some exciting stuff coming up. I'm really excited for the new year, and I'm very glad, for those that have stuck around or have continued to help this podcast grow. I appreciate you. Because I know when I first started, I didn't even think anybody would listen to it at all. So, this is more of a me project, more so than, hey, I want to get popular. No, that's not how this whole podcast works. So yeah, thank you. In a way, thank you for showing me possibilities with this. So I hope you guys all had a wonderful holiday season, a new year, and I'm wishing you so many amazing vibes into the 2026 year. I'm so excited, and I think that about wraps this episode up. So until next time, guys, take care and happy reading. Bye.